Action RPG is my favorite games genre, that's why our team is really well on making this type of game. I love how the game really has a massive progress, which the game's developer have noticed how big the market is, as well as the potential of it. So feel free to tell me which ARPG game you would like to play right now and what the reason is. Please help this channel by tapping the like button to support us, thanks! Top 10. You must play action RPG games for Android iOS console quality. You can support this channel and send us a special thanks. Honai Impact 3. Honai Impact 3 Part 2. I remember playing this game several times and always reinstall it because the game size always filled my phone space. But now I have the right reason why I should play it again. The developer is making this game become way more interesting and seems pretty different in the gameplay at all. So on the Part 2 of Honai Impact, it will have a semi-open world game that we can see the other NPC walking around. It's totally giving a new experience and seems like a new game. I'm really enthusiastic about the gameplay, but please note, before you download it, you need to reach level 30 to unlock these features. So Part 2 is a sequel of the main storyline. I will remind you because the game's total size is 30 GB. So you can consider deciding whether to download it or not. The combat mechanism of Honai Impact 3 Part 2 will be way smoother than before. It's very clear the difference between the new version and the previous one. But overall, the combat mechanism is the same. We can switch the character of 3 different heroes and unleash their skill. Dodging button is really important on this game, and so far I will declare to say this is the best action RPG anime style for Android iOS. Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire or Prometheus. Right now, the game is on development and I played the game when it launched their first beta testing, which is only a limited feature so we can try. But it's enough for us to know how the full gameplay will be. The combat mechanism is super fast and the boss battle is pretty tough. We will be falling many times by his attack, but don't worry because the boss will show us a red signs before unleashing the skill, so we can easily anticipate his skill by focusing on the circle inside of it. The combat mechanism of Ring of Fire or Prometheus is, we will fight with 3 characters in one team. They all are playable and can be switched on them while in combat. The game's mechanism lets the player fill up 2 gauge meters, which are the support skill and also the ultimate skill. At the moment, I didn't find any storyline that maybe the developer want to focus on the combat art style, or maybe story will be added later on, when it's released globally. The best action RPG hack and slash games for Android iOS. Hades Mobile. Hades Mobile. Finally, the best hack and slash RPG game mobile coming officially on iOS. One of the best ported game across platform games that I'm sure it will successfully on the mobile market. The gameplay of Hades Mobile is fully an action RPG game. We can upgrade for enhancing your weapon by increasing the damage in percentage. We can do it after we clear at a certain stages, but just like a roguelike game's base. While in combat, I love how the developer makes ragdoll physics on the object around us. We can break some object when we hit it to make a realistic effect. The action button is really used continuously. It doesn't have any cooldown or even doesn't have any stamina cost, so it will give the player a free combat. The art style of Hades Mobile is very aesthetic. I think this is the only game RPG that has an anti-mainstream visual, which give a different experience, and I love to see the whole gameplay. This RPG game has a great god mythology at all. We will meet every strong god along the journey. Unfortunately, the game is only available on iOS only. I hope the game will release on Android soon. Kingdom. Netflix Souls-like RPG. This is one of the best action hack and slash games with a samurai-based game. I really love how the sword slashes just like a real samurai. It seems the developer made this game by a motion capture of the actual martial art, because the way of the hero holding the sword is truly amazing. The combat mechanism is absolutely amazing. It has so many features that we need to learn. The hero will be able to get energy every time we successfully land a basic attack. The energy is used for unleashing the SP attack to deal a heavier damage. But also, we can create a combination skill of basic attack and SP attack in a random pattern to create a burst damage. At a certain point, there is a sword icon that will respawn. We should tap it faster to give a true damage. The character's customization impressed me. The face motion is unbelievably real and looks perfect. This is my best ARPG games hack and slash on mobile that has been released globally in Asia and also Europe server. 100% you must play this game right now. Oceanhorn 2. Oceanhorn 2, Knight of the Lost Realm. This game is absolutely amazing and perfectly done by all many aspects. I feel like it has a Zelda's vibes. The game has full of an adventure story that described based on how we solve so many obstacles. We should play this game on mobile, but only an Apple Arcade user can enjoy it. If you would like to get a great experience of a single player in a role-playing game, then I would highly recommend you to play it. We can explore the huge open world by taking flight on the sky and set sail to enjoy the immersive ocean. Get an adorable experience of adventure with unique tools and skills that can be upgraded. We can unleash full of the hero's potential by modifying the spell and weapon. We are not alone. There is a companion who will fight with us alongside. He will help us in solving the puzzle and of course fighting on our side. This is the best action RPG games for Android iOS. Blade X. Blade X Odyssey. The graphics are the main reason why I played this game and reached a high level already. The game has a very good visual effects skill at all, but unfortunately the game seems pretty hardcore. Along the journey our progress will get difficult. It's pretty easy to see the gap between our heroes and also the enemy. They all seem pretty tough and hard to kill. In fact, the enemy will always coming up on a massive number, especially when we do a raid boss or dungeon raid. But honestly, if you are a casual player, this RPG is no pay to win because we don't need to get new equipment to build up our character. We only need to some material to strengthen up the equipment. Those material we can easily obtain through the dungeon. After we clear it and get the higher score, then we can wipe the stages to clear it faster. The combat mechanism is quite unique. We need to get the red ore to fill up the energy before unleashing the skill. Blade X is one of the best high graphic RPG games for Android iOS and has been released globally. Assassin's Creed Mobile. Assassin's Creed Mobile. It's really insane how the game's developer tries to launch their new game sequel into mobile, especially the games that has so many fans and really fame just like Assassin's Creed Mobile. I would like to admit how their effort to make the game seriously become one of the best action RPGs on mobile. This game is a single player role-playing game and the whole gameplay is no pay to win. The game will push us on the game's strategy, like we must do crouching to keep ourselves hidden and the enemy will not notice of our presence. This is the right moment for us to do an assassinate because the enemy will die instantly. But when the enemies notice our presence, then his alert state will increase to give a signal and find out where we are. So we need to crouch quickly to get the hidden spot to cover up ourselves to make a safer condition. It's a really good game for exploration because there is some action we can actually do, climbing a wall, jumping from one building to the other building, and also we can hang on the string. These all actions are what a ninja does. The combat mechanism is no auto play at all. Every regular skill, dodging, is what we should do manually. This game gives the player a console games experience. This is the best, most anticipated action RPG games mobile. Balo. The Guardian's Owls. Even this game was released a few moments ago, but I would really recommend it for everyone who wants to enjoy the beautiful single-player adventure of role-playing games. When the games come out, many players have noticed the game are pretty similar to a Studio Ghibli in art style. I will focus on how scenery has improved frequently when we compare with the previous version. The gameplay has a combination of Zelda and also Ni no Kuni in a chibi design. There are so many obstacles that we need to solve and go through. That is the interesting point of it. The combat mechanism is an action hack and slash. Nothing special about the combat, but I recommend you to enjoy the storyline and how adorable the music is. This is the best action RPG games for Android iOS. Wildborn. Wildborn. I have been waiting for this game for quite a long time, and I played the Chinese version until I reached a high level, but right now the game is disappearing. I didn't find it anymore, and our team tried to find the news of Wildborn but never found it. I hope the developer will launch the game on global because it's really promising at all. The roar of the monster is amazingly perfect, and how the monster shapes looks realistic. Wildborn is a semi-open world game that allows us to explore a small area in the village, to talk with the NPC, and how we interact with the other players by using the world chatting. Then we should get into the dungeon to face the monster. Surprisingly, the area of every stage is wider, even bigger than our village. We need to get into the portal and move into a different area after killing the monster. At the end of the portal, we will fight against a huge beast monster with a high durability and high strength. This game should release on global now because it's one of the best action RPG games for Android iOS. Monster Hunter Now. Monster Hunter Now. Finally, I can make this game become landscape because it looks way better from this perspective. Unfortunately, the gameplay is super simple. We only need to swipe the screen to manage the combat, so we cannot run and move into a different position, which make the gameplay not really difficult to learn even for a newbie. The game has a Pokemon mechanism. We can move into a different spot by walking, and it will synchronize between the real location and also the game's area. But also, if you just want to stand still, then tapping the monster and waiting for the monster respawn will be the best option then. When we hunt the monster, we can create a team party for the other online players in a real time. Honestly, the arena battle is too wide, so we can easily avoid the incoming attack and hit the enemy from behind. Best action game RPG for Android iOS. Bleach Soul Resonance. Bonus: Bleach Soul Resonance. On Bilibili, we have seen the gameplay of it, and I'm really satisfied seeing it. The combat mechanism seems pretty fast, and I love how the parry looks like. In combat, we will have two partners on our side, and they are switchable. Every single hero will have their own special skill that needs to recharge to reach 100%. If you would like to try a super dynamic 3D action RPG, then you should anticipate this game and put it on your top list game. Bleach Soul Resonance is the new ARPG games for Android iOS. Please help this channel by hitting the like button, and we really appreciate it. Feel free to comment and request for our newest video then. See you on the next video. Thanks!